Welcome. I just wanted to start off with a little bit about Lorna and the theme, and most people have pointed this out to me, that the theme is not a usual open center theme, but because of Lorna's background and authenticity, she really kind of broke the mold and is perfect for us, and that's why I invited her to be here. So I want to start off, Lorna, with just asking you about this room and how you feel the angelic forces, even the bust of Martin Luther King over here, and if you have anything to say to us. Oh, sorry about that. Let me push that closer. I want her to get started and just get a feel about the room and give us her impressions. And I see that we have, I said a bust of Martin Luther King, and I think she wanted to tell us a little bit about that.
Well, can you hear me now clearly? Everybody? Louder, okay. Is that better?
Closer.
Closer. I hope I'm sitting close enough, am I? Can you all hear me clearly? I don't know where to start, to be honest with you. Just looking down at all of you here tonight, and I have to say welcome to you and thank you for coming. And, you know, I see the light of the guardian angel behind each and every one of you. And if I ever, in my life, never saw that light behind anybody, I would be terrified, because I wouldn't know exactly what it would mean. But where will I start? Because I see so much. I'm asking the angels to help me. Maybe I will talk about yourself here. When she was going down the steps, when we came up to do the voice check, I put my hand like this at the back of her, and the two angels each side of her said, "No, Lorna, we don't need your help. She's not going to fall." And all that I can say is those two angels were tall, and they were dressed in what I would call like trousers and, you know, a top, but the colour was like a white silver. It's the closest I can give you to that colour. And I have to smile because I can see a lady sitting down there at the back of the room, and earlier on, and even now, what I see coming in from behind her, as if she's really not there, is what I call just golden angels, and they're just coming into the room and just spreading out among all of you. And I just see so much. It's, you know, even when I was outside at the door here and I was looking across where you were all, I think, signing or paying your fee, I don't know what is even paid, you know, just watching the angels giving you all a helping hand. And I had to smile because they were waving back at myself. And I was saying, I'm a bit nervous, don't be waving, you know, in that way. I suppose the most important thing is for you to remember that each and every one of you have a guardian angel that never leaves you for 1 second. You know, so you're never alone at all. And it's your guardian angel that is the gatekeeper of your soul. And it's the guardian angel that allows other angels in around you, and even loved ones as well, you know, of someone who had died, you know, and has passed over. And that's another wonderful thing. How can I say, all of this is just so natural for me. I never realised, even growing as a child, that people didn't realise that, you know, that they're not just flesh and blood, that you have a soul, and you don't actually die. You know, when you just think of that, you actually live. It's only your human body that dies, but you live. You know, and that's one thing we have to remember in today's world, you know, because I know here in America it's very hard for people, just like everywhere else. And I know I have loads to tell you about America, because I don't know where I should start there now.
Well, I just wanted to bring out a point. When Lorna first came to New York and she came to see me, she met with me for about an hour, and then she left, and she was, you know, away until she was going to show up for her class. what happened was the next day she wrote a newsletter about her encounters in New York for that weekend, including the Open Center, and she wrote a newsletter to, I don't know, 10,000 people. And in it she first mentioned a Native American person who was walking in Times Square, and some of you may have read about it. And she described him so clearly, and his angel, and how he had a golden eagle on his arm, the angel, and that he represented someone from the past who was a great Indian chief. And she described him as someone with high cheekbones and a very good-looking face. And his energy field was so bright and full of light, and that his angel loved him very much. He was well-educated, and he was given the chance, and she was hoping that he was being given the chance in this life to accomplish things he's supposed to do, because it's a very hard thing, I think. And I know, when I read the description, this is what I'm trying to get to, I knew who the person was because I had been working with him for 10 years, and New York is not a small place. But based on the description, I knew who she saw in Times Square. So I contacted him and I said, were you in Times Square these past few days? And he said, yes. He said, and I actually was at a dinner honoring the Irish. I was invited to speak there. So his name is Tiokasin Ghosthorse. Tiokasin, are you here? Could you stand up for a moment? I want to see if this is Lorna. Did you meet him? Is that?
Yes.
That was him. That was him. Yes. And Lorna, Tiokasin, I feel sometimes doesn't get enough acknowledgement for the great work that he does. He has, I think, the only radio show for First Voices for Indigenous people on the West Coast. And to hear this acknowledgement from Lorna out of the blue, I think was a great confirmation about your first words about the first Americans here.
Well,
which is not American, really. They're Indigenous people.
well, that's what you have to remember, you know. The native people of this country, you know, they have such a great spirituality as well to share. And the American people, all of you here, you know, the first time I came to America and, you know, was stepping off the plane, I was saying to God and the angels, but why is everything vibrating so much? Why is, you know, I seen so much sparks and everything like that. And I realized as I got off the plane, it wasn't just the earth of America, it wasn't just the land, but it's the people. And the people of America, you don't seem to realize that you are the new race. And I call you the new race because you have been gathered from all over the world, you know, by the gathering angels that I have seen from the time I was a very small child. You know, and you have such vibration, you are so open, and you glitter. Like even today, when I was sitting in a restaurant and watching people going by, and you know, people in the restaurant, I was saying, but why? What's wrong with the American people? Why don't they know, you know, that they are so spiritual, that their souls are coming forward, that you are the new race, and that you will help to lead the world. You have a huge part to play, just like the African American as well. You know, they have such a different energy. You know, the only way I can describe it is like their energy is like a royal blue, and it's full of sparks. You know, and just to see the angels, you know, working so hard to help the American people to believe in yourselves more is just wonderful, because I find it so hard to put that into words, you know. And the American Gathering Angels, the first time I saw them was when I was a small child, you know, and that was in Ireland, of course, because it's only lately I'm travelling, you have to remember. And they just told me they were the Gathering Angels, and I would learn about them later when I would grow. And you know, as time passed, you know, they told me more and more about these gathering angels, that they go to all countries and they're still gathering people, and they were created by God. But these gathering angels, they're not like your guardian angel, or they're not like, you know, other healing angels or teacher angels or anything like that. they're here on the earth and they stay here. The American Gathering Angels are specially for the American people, and at the moment they're still gathering people from other countries, and they're beautiful, and I just have to smile. How can I say it? I try not to smile too much as well, but one of them is standing over there in the corner, so I will describe them to you. They all look male, okay, and they all seem to wear this kind of armour that covers their legs. They all seem to have, in their human appearance, they give, like black hair, dark hair, but it varies in length, but never goes past the shoulder. And they wear a band around their head, but it disappears into the hair. I'm just trying to help you to visualize them. And they have a crest on their chest, and the crest is blue, but it has a design, but I've never been allowed to see what that design is. And I'm saying to myself, angels, why won't you allow me to see that design? But there must be a reason why I'm not being allowed. And those gathering angels are specially for America. They brought all of you here, your descendants. Just think of it, and even I had asked the angels about, the African American long ago being taken from Africa, and what had happened, them being turned into slaves, which is completely wrong. But yet, the angels told me that was the only way to get your descendants to be here, because you are very special. You have this spirituality that's different than other Americans. And even on the train there today, I was watching a family and I just had to smile. It was 2 children and a mother and father. And I just looked, and there was a gathering angel very close to them, as well as other angels now. And of course I saw the light of the guardian angel, and I saw something else within one of the children as well. I saw the spark of Christmas, and I can tell you about that later. But again, the husband and wife were of 2 different nationalities. You are a new race, and that is a beautiful, beautiful thing, and I wish somehow you would wake up and realise what gifts you have, how much you are part of the future, for leading the world.